back to the streets. Those slime things down here before. To arms, comrades. For this place you found us. Yes, but we had to jump through all manners of hoops to locate this place. Wouldn't it be a safe house if you would? Oh, we leveled. Okay, cool. Wouldn't it be a safe house if you could find it without even lifting a finger? Come inside if you won't follow. I hope. I didn't see anyone. Okay. Well, don't just stand there like mannequins waiting for nightfall. Come in. Come on in. Take a look around. An elderly man, obviously worried about something, comes up to you. He speaks decisively but softly enough that his words won't carry. Oh, you tricked those fools nicely, but I can see right through you, charade. Suddenly he's interrupted by your old, literally and figuratively companion Hexagon, who steps forward to address the stranger, rubbing the back of his grey head in puzzlement. Last time I was this surprised was when that hack Sholokov got the Nobel Prize instead of me. Oh, what are you doing here, Professor? Comrade Trudeau, I sold you my old home thinking I was dealing with a decent person, and you? What's going on here? We sent you, let me guess, the Trudograd security service, of course. What? Do we know each other? Genuinely bewildered, the man relaxed slightly, but after his next words, it's your turn to get anxious and excited. Rarely wrong, but when it happens, I'm usually man enough to admit it. Unlike pseudo-scientists such as Kleiner, Vitensk, or even Bubagallo from my former life. Blasted upstarts. Ahem, I beg your pardon, young man. My name is Anatoly Goryashev. I gave into my paranoia there for a second. Professor Goryashev, well, that changes a lot. Only living breeding specialist who, according to ATOM, knows something about the priceless red gun, pays a little and backs slowly away from you in 3 short, deliberate steps. No need to speak in riddles, and I'm ready to talk unlike the dead. The dead can no longer share any information with anyone. Keep this in mind before you do anything incautious like murder me. Believe it or not, I am from ATOM. I'm looking for the inverter factory and the railgun manufactured therein. I know you have this information. Professor Gorish just slams down like a deflated soccer ball. He had been tensely waiting for the right moment to flee, but your question finally calmed him down. I know about this organization of yours, and I believe you have some connection with it. The modus operandi fits like a glove, searching for barely useful pre-war trash. ATOM also employs skilled operatives, and you have proven your skills rather well. You can still find the railgun in the inventory factory's P2 workshop. Never been moved in all these years. Intellect. Let me guess. Is this P2 workshop of yours somewhere underground? Yes, inverter surface level was disassembled and sold off. However, my team was developing the railgun in a subterranean bunker. None of the new authorities have been able to access that part of the facility. And hopefully they never will. Wait for the professor to continue. First, you need to find an elevator that survived the post-war chaos. That's how we get underground. Then you will need a unique device, a magnetic keycard, to open the gate leading to the workshop area. Okay, where can I get the keycard? Only 25 were ever made during the chaotic post-war days, with the destruction of 10 of them, and the rest left Trudograd with the panic owners. All were lost except for mine, and of course you can use it. But what? Stop wasting my time, Goreshev. Simplest terms, I had enough of the city, this miserable concrete monster filled to the brim with lowbrow hoi polloi. The secret police is after me, the conglomerate, and God knows who else. Well, I just want to live out the rest of my days in peace. Your organization, young man, can help me with this. Get me some guarantees in this matter, and I'll provide the location of my magnetic card. Okay, got it. What guarantees are we talking about? Think, young man, think. You have a handheld radio. Just get in touch with ATOM headquarters and I'll arrange the evacuation asylum. As a radio to Gorsia, just hurry, I feel naked without this thing. Snatching the radio from your hands, Gorsia retreats to the far corner for privacy. A hushed conversation begins between him and a wilted radio technician at ATOM HQ. In about 20 minutes, the scientist returns your radio with a satisfied grin. Promise received. Now listen, leave town through the southern gate. Max's card, I'm sorry this is so melodramatic, but I buried it with my wife near the village of Razdor. Grave is deep in the woods and unmarked, so don't go searching for it on your own. Talk to the grave digger, he lives in one of the huts there. How about an elevator to the factory's lower levels? Where can I find that? Now that one's rather difficult. Like other inverter employees, I mostly use the central elevator. Unfortunately, that was long ago buried under rubble. I know there were other entrances, but not where, or whether they are still functioning. If anyone can answer this question, it will be some city official in a gaudy mansion in Seventh Haven. I suggest you ask around there. Heard all I need. Can we talk about less essential topics now? Then I must, young man. Oh, fine, so be it. And what did the inverter produce in the old days? Superficially, it had the same product lines as other factories in the city, but in the workshops under my direct supervision, we turned fantasy into reality. Special armor like the suit you're wearing, NX74205, an almost indestructible building material bound beryllium, crystal, steel, and believe it or not, bioplastic into a single molecule matrix. That very compound, by the way, guarantees that even now no one can penetrate those same workshops without the keycard. Finally, there was the railgun OR-1, an extraordinary device, albeit an obscene glutton for power. Speaking of which, tell me about it, the railgun that is. That was once my favorite invention and most despised, come to think of it. The principle of the device's operation is quite simple and widely known for a long time. The most outlandish thing about the project was that the higher-ups ordered my team to build such an energy-efficient machine in the first place. If you found a unit and decide to take a few potshots with it, it will cost Trudograd a few months' worth of power. That's how long it will take the dam in its current state to charge the thing's batteries. That's why they plan to deliver it to the Salispil's MPP for testing upon completion. What were the higher-ups planning to use it for? The unit had two main purposes. The first was to provide the USSR with mass satellite launch capabilities. Imagine filling Earth's orbit with nuclear satellites in hours instead of months or even years. The second was the destruction of enemy satellites. Could that thing destroy a comet? A humongous red asteroid, for example? Asking for a friend. Professor Goris' face twisted with worry, slowly but surely stretching into a broad smile. Oh, that's what Atom wants it for. Oh, sancta simplicitas. How naive. What are you saying? That the plan might not work? Claim that I need all the variables. Mass, speed, the current state of the railgun, the availability of 121 gigawatts of power at Atom's main base. I'm a scientist, Nostradamus. Just that your plan is so grandiose, it's frankly ridiculous. A couple of 100 kilometers from here, people chase deer with sharpened sticks, just as the ancestors did millennia ago. A couple of hundred more, someone probably prays to a deer totem and considers people with sharpened sticks as a high-tech civilization. And despite all that, the madman decided to threaten a little celestial body with a giant electric slingshot. Give me a break. Refrain from comment. Murphys. You mean the bot doesn't like you anymore? Yeah. Maybe you didn't tickle its fancy enough. Okay, maybe not living in a little stone age, but only a fool would deny the declining pace of innovation these days. Yet what you're proposing would be seen as hard to do even in pre-war times. Oh, you young people are quite something. Well, Dota is always a pain in the ass. Yeah, and you still keep on playing it, Murphys. I don't know. It's like you just love getting punished. You must love BDSM, you know. Yeah, exactly. See, you love suffering.
No, 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 no.
Hey, Reggie. So how did you end up in... by the way, I thought you were languishing in the city's secret prison. Yes, the Trudograd Elite's planned to lock me up in Ramshorn prison. I managed to evade capture, but it was a close thing. How did you end up in this place, Gordiashev? The revolutionists, you mean? All calculation, mutual benefit, nothing more. They provided me with shelter. I provided them with the intellect and skills. Do you know I'm quite an electrician as well as a gunsmith? There was nowhere else to run since the Secret Service started watching my every move. Do you have any idea who might have been spying on you? I was undoubtedly a Trudograd security service. As for why? Well, for the same reason as you. They were interested in inverters' underground workshops. Why they didn't just contact me for intel? Why did they follow me around in secret? Because I concealed that I had access to state secrets and was an official in the previous government. They didn't trust me, and rightly so, by the way. But even if I had agreed to help, I don't think it would have ended well for me. Most likely I would have been killed, and technologies obtained would have been entrusted to my former colleagues. Those are called engineers at the machine factory. Okay. Let's forget about agreement. Okay, gotcha. Well, it was nice, but I gotta go. Okay. Let's see if there's anything for us in. Okay, I'm not gonna put my points in here, right? Yeah, place leveled up. Put stealth to 100. Survival. Survival. I think I'm gonna go with shield for her. Okay, I'm gonna wait with Boris and skills. Put into. I wonder if we will be able to finish this one up today, or otherwise it will be tomorrow. Don't ignore that. Food. Down. Shrek carefully blows into a barrel of his pistol, pulling the bolt all the way back. Seeing you, he holds as a weapon. Much has been achieved, comrade, but we will achieve even more in coming days. No doubt. Should we talk about that path to Seven Haven? Usually in passage, Shrek frowns in displeasure. Yes, again, what's up there that interests you so much? The place has so many secret several angels and other dangers. It's a wonder you can walk through without tripping over them. Cross your arms and stay silent. Very well, keep your business to yourself. I won't ask again. Until I do. See, revolutionaries shouldn't have private secrets, only communal ones. Like he's silent for a long time, thinking intensely about something before speaking. When he opens his mouth again, he longer sounds irritated. Okay, let's not spoil our friendship over this. Even though our recent victories were a result of combined effort, you proved yourself a responsible fighter. Please hold on to these 5,000 rubles and this pass to the upper level of the city. Just don't lose it. I won't be able to provide another. Thank you, Shrike. Play your thanks, comrade. I hope you spend the money for the glory of the upcoming revolution. Boy and Blaze, as long as your partner has the pass, you'll also be allowed on the government dome. Be ever vigilant and try not to attract the attention of the Secret Service. Aye, aye, Comrade Shrike. You can rely on me. No, on us. Your zeal is unmiserable. Now go forth into the future. Salute him. Yeah, see you later, buddy. Okay, so we got the pass. Interesting in there. Not gonna pick that one. Potatoes. No. Oh yeah. Intake. Thereabouts. Granada. Don't need more. Grenades are pretty shite. Let's see, it's just him and Shrike, you know this. Hi, Ponsitu, is this your new friend? Your partner blushes, beat red and hasty answers. Comrade Alexei, comrade, a revolutionary comrade, nothing more, understood? Yeah, okay, whatever you say. Jeez, what's gotten into her? Alright, let's get to know each other. Alexei Isanovev awkwardly shakes your hand with his notebook pinned under the same arm. Or Alex the Owl, if you would like to use my nickname instead. Got it, Alexei. He gives you a wide, shining smile, showing off all 32 of his teeth. My name is Boris. Nice to meet you, Boris. Pointing at the notebook, you're a local artist? Yep, and before that I worked for the Shoot to Kill print house. Did all the illustrations. Here, look at this. Young man flips through his notebook until he locates a particular drawing on a hill of rubble and cobblestones. Surrounded by green fog and the living dead crawling from below, a grey-bearded man stands armed with a futuristic pistol. To his left, a woman poses with a Kalashnikov. Hold you dashing horses, whippersnapper. Leans closer to the illustration. Isn't that cover of my final book, The Last Battle of Major Hexagen? Jumping Junipers! I could never have imagined I would meet the author himself in person. Blushes and hands his sketchbooks to Hexagen. Excuse me, can I have your autograph? The elderly compadre squeezed like a happy schoolgirl and snatches the offered notebook and pencil. By casting a quick glance back at you, he quickly pulls himself together. The old man leaves a sweeping signature across the drawing with the austere dignity of a famous literature. Adding the artist on the shoulder. I also wanted to say, okay. Interesting. Okay. We have a merchant here. One-eyed huckster who allied himself with the revolution movement slaps his knees and beckons you closer with an insistent gesture. Got something that might interest you. Premium swag only for the best fighters in the movement. Water? No. Let's see what you got, buddy. Oh boy. Okay. You only have one though. Holy crap. So this is if I'm gonna go pure aiming all the time though, because it's minus 25% to hit with no aiming. Don't really need it though. I already do so much damage. But I guess with this that we can give to our companion. One of them. That +5 max range damage is massive. Oh, God damn it, I have to see what... Yeah, we could spend a bit of money here, I see. Buy that one for Hexogen, or actually for Blaze, I guess. Oh, that one will be really good for her. It does burst always. So that one will be perfect for her. Okay, so let me check on Blaze. Yeah. Perfect, and the handle too. More. This is for rifle shot. Oh, God damn it. Yeah, that one would be nice. That won't be perfect. We might give that one to him, give this one to her. God damn it. Okay, somebody's gonna have that one. get these, and I might turn them into poison bolts. And weapon wise is here to be one. We have what I want. Don't need any more ammo for that. I could get these, but this one is kind of interesting though. And then it comes to this one. So in total it will be 23.5K. Damn. How to make yourself poor. Again. Kinda weird that we have the gas plant for 100% toxic resistance. I still haven't found a place that we actually need it. Kinda weird. Don't need empty bottles. I already have this in my belt. Let's see, what do we have that we can sell here? Only have these just in case. Don't need that one. Need 11 of these? No. Keep like 3. Don't need that. All that money, man. Okay. Let's see here. That goes place. Just give it to him. Yeah. I wonder if I shouldn't have that one on her then, because she always uses bursts. Oh, it doesn't work for pistol. What? Oh. Didn't get over. Let's see. Don't have any. I wish I had some more. Yeah. Oh yeah. What do I have for that? I've had that already. Okay. We are pimped out. Got better armor. Only thing I messed up was wish I could find another good backpack somewhere. But we'll see. Boom, boom. Hello, warriors. How you doing, buddy? Oh, you gonna marry her now, or? Isn't that the next step? No. Well, I got it last Wednesday. That's why I had to cut the stream short. 2 weeks? Yeah, well, you know. As Vikings, they're not that weak, you know. Well, the flu can hit in many different degrees too, though. If you're unlucky, you can be knocked out for several weeks. Way out of it. Oh wait, no. Oh. What time is it in the game? Oh, maybe we can make it in time. Let's see. Well, I was freezing like heck on Wednesday, and so for me it was like, and I stayed in bed in 2 days in a row. Didn't get out at all out of bed. So we're gonna do a test here. Yeah, I got hot afterwards. Then the fever struck, you know, in the other way. Then I was too hot. So it's like first you had to put every clothes on and down under the cover and everything, you know, to stay warm, and then it's like everything off you and to stay cold instead. No, the flu is horrible. Let's see, we're gonna do a save. I'm gonna put all the points into witchcraft. And we're gonna put on our little we have it on. Nice. So let's see if this works. Come to the chairman wants to see you. God damn it. Yeah, I'm okay. Now I'm much better. I just need to get my sleep pattern back. I will go back to work on Monday again. I'm out sick this week. I can get some cough attacks now and then. Luckily they are rare though, but... Well, so that was a waste of time. So let's see. Okay, so I'm just gonna have to snitch on him then. Sheriff, I look skeptical at first, but when you mention conglomerate and tell me about layouts, miniature camera, he starts to pay close attention. To listen to your whole confession, he says in a grim tone. This is unacceptable. Thank you for your report, citizen. Cross the arms and nod. Now all we have to do is catch this second-rate spy. Let me get my radio. Where do you say you met him? At Michelin's Tavern? Alright. Matt puts out turn radio out of his desk and after a few minutes of negotiating dense static, finally gets someone on the other end. If this isn't the first time conglomerates gone after the factory secrets. When the conversation is done, the sweating director puts the radio away again. On my honor, the bastard won't escape this time. Salute, happy to help. Bye. Yeah, that one will end up in there. Yeah, I couldn't do it because I don't have enough. I need a really high stealth or I need a really high speed crafts for that one. But that's okay. We got the XP and stuff, and so. Oh yeah, let's get to 200. We put more points into here then. Bum bum. How's it going with that lady? The warriors? Yes. Any more dates with her or? Let's see. Crafting. Let's do go for the village zone. What's up? Walk our way out. Can't miss it in the game. 31. Rest here then. Razdor village. Who has a shovel? Oh. Who has a shovel? Oh, sauna. Hmm. I missed that. This man Carlos palms hint that he is an artisan, but his voice is more suited to a man of science. As Illy at your service, do you need something fixed? Nope, not at the moment. What are you fixing? Whatever Fox brings me, from Chinese bread makers to home-built radios, I've always been diligent in my search for rare magazines and technical manuals, as well as gizmos to crack open and reverse engineer. I once even restored a video photo camera, if you can believe it. Have you heard of those? I don't think we have enough technology for that. Care to enlighten me? Video photo cameras are an invention from the early 80s. Instead of using film, they recorded still pictures in analog video format onto a floppy disk, like those used in computers. They never really caught on with consumers, though. A mercenary I know found it in the forest and asked me to restore it. Took me a week just to understand what I was dealing with. Fuji Alpha Max ES20. I was able to dig up some documentation about this model and... sorry, I got carried away. No, go on. How did you restore this curiosity? The master embarks on a long tale about repairing the unique device. For anyone who follows high-tech, it would be very interesting. Yeah, sauna is... it's great. Wait. Tottenham is playing now. Against Doncaster in the cup. To my surprise, on the NTSC TV displayed the picture stored in the camera, unlike the PAL one I tried before. The connection was successful and the device was restored. My friend, the mercenary, jumped in the air and clicked his heels. He was so happy. Paid twice the price we had agreed on. Honestly, the biggest reward wasn't the cash, but the fact I no longer had to keep the camera's floppy disk in my shop. Tripped me the hell out. That's my story. Hope you liked it. Why the hate for the floppy disk? The pictures taken by the camera's previous owner, whoever lost it in the woods, gave me the heebie-jeebies. Speaking, now I'm intrigued. What was on the disc? For special. Oh, God damn it. Go in. Go in. Drag my companions in. Okay, one of my companions are, of course, taking a totally different path. Like, Let's see what you got in the bookshelf then. Stuff for me. Nothing for me. Cabbage. Hey, old lady. Poor man. That's an old woman. The old woman, wrinkled like a dried fruit, looks up to you with watery eyes and coughs loudly. Good help to you, ma'am. You don't get it, grandson. I wasn't coughing. I just introduced myself. Name's Mother Ahem. Hey. Hi, can I ask you a couple of questions? Oh, it's hard to talk at my age, and I didn't like it when I wasn't so ancient. One question, so be it. You can ask, but afterwards, leave me be. So what's going on around here? I'm old, I don't see much, but here and there I notice a little bit of something. For example, the other day, soldiers from the city raced through the village. They asked if we had seen the bandits who attacked the dam. Ahem, ahem. Next, a group of hikers decided to camp in a cave not far from here. Only do you know that wild animals and monsters use it for a den? You have to think, all sorts of suspicious people have wandered through our village in recent days. They talked about some Pugak and also about Sioma. What was it again? Waterknock. I don't care for those men even a tiny bit. Thank you for your answer. Now it seems it's time for me to go. Yep. Ahem. Well, that was ahem. Well, what are you hiding in there? Sorry, lady. We don't need it. I do. A short, puffy woman who looks to be in her late 60s breaks into a wild smile as she gazes at the companion in Hexagen. Hello there. Have you stopped by to buy a plot for yourself? That's very smart of you. I always tell my husband Pacom a grave should be purchased well in advance. Then when you croak, your final resting place is already waiting for you. You won't end up in a pit full of quicklime. What are you talking about, you mildly eccentric woman? A grave? For me? That's simply impossible. No man could dig a large enough hole. As it is stated in my will, I am to be buried with at least 100 part of my achievements. For me, that means a pit larger than Earth itself. Larger than the whole Earth? Oh my, then don't ask Pacom to dig it. If I let him to do that kind of work, he would throw his back out again for sure. But who is Pacom and what does he do? My husband is the only undertaker within 40 kilometers. He digs graves, builds coffins, and marks everything in his notebook so that no one's resting place gets forgotten. Right now he is looking for a new location for future burials. What else? I used to offer priestly services to the families of the deceased, singing memorial prayers. Of course, when the news of this reached Pope Tunipius the 11th, was commanded to stop on pain of anathema, but I didn't mind. The money wasn't that great. What do you mean? Searching for location for future burials? Isn't it all the same where dead folks get buried? As Pacom explained to me, it's wrong to just bury people wherever your heart desires. First, the groundwater must be checked around the prospective grave. If you bury a deader, as he calls them, in the wrong place, the local wells might get poisoned with corpse rot. Plus, in case something of importance is buried with the corpse, groundwater can damage the precious item or even carry it away. That's what our professor told him once. What was his name? I can't recall. Anyway, I just let my husband do his job. That's how it's been for 15 years now. What was the professor's name? Was it Goryshev? I don't know, maybe. He was quite dull uptight type. Nobody really knew the man, despite him living in our village when his wife was still alive. After she passed on and he buried her, we never saw him in Rastor again. Okay. We need to talk to him, and he is... The grey-haired man rests his hands on his hips in a business-like manner after giving your armor a once-over, says in a barely audible voice. At that this one will need a coffin. He's already walking around in a steel sarcophagus. Greetings and salutations. Need somebody buried? I can't promise the work will go quickly, but the end result will be glorious. Believe me, I'm not only a master of dowsing, I'm also a master of undertaker and gravedigger. I'm here on a different matter. I need to find the grave of Professor Goryashev's wife. Gravedigger's eyebrows shoot up his forehead like two caterpillars jumping off a hot plate, and he takes exactly 3 steps back as if worried you're contagious. You're not even going to be coy about it, huh? The professor warned me about people like you. Said it was only a matter of time before you would start sniffing around, asking about the last resting place of his dear wife. Tell me the password, mister, then maybe we can talk. There's no freaking password. Speechcraft. Can we do without the complications, my good sir? The professor himself sent me, and the gods smite me where I stand if that's not the truth. The gravedigger squints and throws you a sly wink. There isn't the slightest trace of fear on his face now. Yes, alright, I believe you. I mean, it would still be nice to get the pass, but if you want to skip that part, I'm game. Let's go.
You follow your guide out of the village and onto the open steppe. The blank, snowy canvas, which seems to stretch to infinity before you, gives you mixed feelings. On the one hand, it makes you recollect challenging the wasteland 2 years ago near Krasnoznameny. On the other, your time roaming Trudograd's narrow and twisty streets has left you with an anxiety bordering on agoraphobia at the sight of this vast and pitiless vista. Shivering from the chill, the gravedigger moves towards the black grove looming on the horizon. This is where you will find the treasure of Professor Goryachev. It looks like quite a hike. Maybe you should find a way to pass the time.
Have your guide.
You pat the old gravedigger on the shoulder and he speaks without slowing down.
In the summer, I can reach this place in 15 minutes or less at a walking pace. But with the snow this deep, it might take me half an hour or so.
He sniffs loudly and spits to one side.
But even if you get worn out, the grove isn't dangerous. There's no animals, only the occasional grave robber. But they're quiet, furtive bastards. Only someone too cowardly to rob the living would stoop so low as to rob the dead.
The gravedigger complains about thieves and reprobates for a few more minutes, after which he starts lecturing you about the glorious warm season. He doesn't stop until you reach your destination, a lonely copse of trees in the middle of the steppe.
Carefully scan the grove before proceeding.
Silence reigns in this lonely harbor, where the tall tree trunks deny the raging wind access to the sleepy shelter within. Before you've even taken a step, the gravedigger speaks up.
The going will be much easier from here. Snow isn't deep, and the trees keep out most of the wind.
He surveys the grove closely.
Just don't get distracted, all right? Stick to my path. These parts are generally safe, but the sooner we get back home, the better. and mine's gonna be the quickest route to our destination.
Follow your guide deeper into the grove.
You loop between tree trunks and gravestones protruding from the snow. Suddenly, your guide halts, so you almost stumble into him.
Hold up. There's someone there,
He says in a tense whisper and points to a linden tree near the path. More precisely, he points out a dark silhouette, partially hidden behind the massive trunk, watching you. What makes you especially uneasy
You're
is
gonna
that
throw
the
a snowball at the
stranger
bastard.
isn't standing in the snow like you, but is 3 meters up, clinging to an ice-rimmed branch.
Try weapons. Toss a snowball at the shadowy figure.
Your missile nails the furtive figure right between the eyes. This act, however, elicits no reaction from your mysterious opponent. The figure does not move nor shift its pose, nor does it return your attack or flee. It doesn't even make a sound.
Cautiously approach the stranger's position.
You carefully scurry from bush to bush until you're directly in front of the tree where the mysterious person is perched. You crane your neck back, and
Oh, that was something else.
the man in the tree is dead. He's frozen in place, hands fixed to the branches flanking him as he stares into the thicket with a grimace of horror that will remain on his face until spring. Against your will, your mind begins to wonder what evil force drove this poor fellow to such a tortured death. Your elderly guide crosses himself and carefully examines the frozen corpse.
Sapper's spade, crowbar too. That feller there, he's a marauder, sure as sugar. A grave robber, you get me? Gotta wonder what spooked him so bad that he decided to freeze to death, though.
No, we're not gonna. Could climb up and search the bottom with the dex, but search for the cause of the deceased panics.
No matter how you scrutinize the gloomy grove, you neither spot, hear, nor even smell anything that could drive someone to choose a frozen death high up in a tree. Whatever scared the man, it knows how to hide, or has simply left these lands.
Creepy, but I must move forward.
Trying not to think about the fate of the frozen man, you've walked another 20 meters before you come across a tent pitched alongside the path, almost hidden by fallen snow. It looks like it's been abandoned for some time. One panel is ripped open, its jagged edges flutter sluggishly in the burgeoning wind. The gravedigger shakes his head.
Just ignore it. There's a blizzard coming and we don't have time.
You're right, no more distractions, onwards.
Deciding not to waste any more time on the tent, you continue on your journey. Your guide's mood seems to have improved somewhat.
We're almost at this grave of yours now. It's just beyond that hillock.
The elderly fellow apparently doesn't realize that he's here to exhume a corpse, not honor its eternal memory in your company. You're thinking how best to convey this difficult information when an unnaturally low, hoarse roar stops you in your tracks. Something rushes out at you from the shadows betwixt the darkened trees.
Halt, who are you?
In all your time in the wasteland, you've never seen anything like it. Puffing out its chest and hairy, drooping cheeks, something like a tall, skinny gorilla is loping towards you. That is, if gorillas had dirty white fur, jagged tusks, dimly glowing cat's eyes, and spiraling horns like a ram. Completely silent, which makes it even creepier, the creature shambles right on up to you, then turns to your elderly guide, the gravedigger. Fixed in the mutant's glowing gaze, the old man's mouth hangs open a bit, and he freezes as if hypnotized. Meanwhile, Hexagen attracts your attention and whispers,
Do not panic. That thing would have eaten us already if that was his intention. I'm sure he's here to beg for booze money. But don't give him a single ruble, child. Tell him to get a job.
Give this brute a taste of your left hook.
gathering all your will to survive in a single punch. You jump into the air with a wordless shout and stun the overgrown gorilla with a crushing blow to the jaw. A hit like that would likely kill or at least cripple a human being. The mutant, however, merely flinches and howls in outrage, after which he raises his paw for an equally violent counterattack.
Quit swinging into those paws so we get the rolled up newspaper next time, I swear.
The monster's weighty paw descends right at you, but the blow never connects. Instead, the horned cousin of the legendary Yeti picks up your aged guide, the Gravedigger, and ignoring his protests and cries, carries him off into the thicket.
The hell?
Lead-colored clouds are gathering above, and the snow is falling in thick gusts, threatening to cover the retreating monster's tracks. Soon, the landmarks you've been following will also be obscured. You will yourself to set aside the bizarre scene you just witnessed. It's high time you moved on.
To the grave.
Cresting the hillock, you find a shallow glen. In the middle of this space, a shoddily lacquered cross protrudes from a snowdrift. Marina Goryacheva. She died as she lived, remembered by few. You read the text on the laminated plaque. The old professor is many things, but romantic is obviously not one of them.
You can shovel and start digging.
Little by little, you pack away the frozen soil. The hole grows a bit deeper, and a bit deeper still. Despite the cold, you're completely drenched in sweat when a nasty yellow something appears at the bottom of the pit. With a joy you never expected to feel at the sight of rotten wood, you realize you've reached the coffin. Now, you just need to open it.
Finally, spitting in palms and grab the lid. All it needs is a little tug.
You instinctively flinch back as the lid comes free, but no fetid miasma rises from the coffin. All you find is a desiccated skeleton, still clothed in rags stiff with cold. But not everything in the box is withered and freeze-dried. Wrapped in several layers of cellophane and adhesive tape, you see a magnetic key card marked with the inverter logo.
Take the key card, we bury the body, and then prepare to return to the village.
Tucking the key card safely away in a secret pocket, you suppress a sigh of relief. It's not time to relax just yet. You still have a couple hours work ahead of you restoring Mrs. Goryacheva's resting place. Only after paying a last tribute to the keeper of the key do you set off, muscles aching and breath nearly spent. The blizzard passed as unexpectedly as it started, so you make for the gloomy high-rises of Trudograd, clearly visible on the horizon.
Walk back to the village. And we leveled. Let's see. Fast reaction. Something else I'm supposed to get through. Wasn't it adrenaline rush, I think? And then we had in survival, is, what's it called? Yeah, this one. Okay, so we got First glance, the man calling is a typical thug, knife in his boot, bandolier across his chest, bunch of grenades on his belt, wild look in his eyes. But the supplies heaped in the wagon hint at another profession. Well met, I don't have much more time on this earth as a merchant. Buy some of my stuff while you still can. Barter, species, what you mean? You know what kind of relationship Trudograd used to have with the North? They fed the Northerners by sending grain caravans during times of famine. They supplied them with the guns on the sheep, and if you dare Sioma Voronok in exchange for his precious stones. The current feud only came about very recently. You can even call it that. Some of the ruling elite is selling weapons to Sioma even now, through middlemen. As if they don't understand those same guns were used against us. I'm not like that. I spend all my bloodly exclusively on myself, which basically makes me a candidate for sainthood. Yeah, see what you got then, buddy. I want that. Don't think there is anything more. Boop, 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 boop. Oh, I got rid of that. God damn it. No. this is. The hollow-cheeked owner of the house stares at you unblinking as if it's a sworn enemy. Given that you, as usual, enter without an invitation, she has every reason to perceive you this way. Oh, another one. Why are you here? I'm just getting to know the locals. Before answering, the woman sniffs loudly and for some reason puts her hand under her jacket. Get out of here, bandit, if you really want to jibber jabber. Visit my neighbor, Ilya. Hey, I'm not a bandit. Why would you call me that? What else could you be? An adventurer? Just a bandit by a stupider name. I don't get it. Why are you so anxious? You're so interested in one of the Bombergun card game grandmasters, and yes, I disclosed this fact in violation of the rules, which stipulate that new players must ask my status directly. Try to keep it a secret first, but the stream of dummies wanting to challenge me isn't getting any smaller. And yes, that's one of the reasons why I'm a little ticked off lately. Aren't you afraid to openly admit it like that? Nope, I have only played for large sums with other grandmas, and they're not willing to challenge me anymore. Ah, now I understand. Okay, can you politely get the hell out of my house? Wait, can you answer a few questions first? Get out of bandit, I don't have time. Okay. Well, I guess we're done here then. Or shall we check on, see if we came back? He's not here. To the checkpoint we go then. How the heck? Do I get it from the police station? Passing through a Shant Grove, you come across a strange scene. Some young hooligans are throwing snowballs and pine cones at an older citizen sitting in the crown of a tall pine tree, screeching and hollering. What's going on? Oh, I tell you, the leader of the small gang shouts as he throws sticks at the middle-aged tree climber. We live in a farmstead over yonder hillock. This morning that perv came to our gate and started offering candy to my little sis. Can you guess what he was up to, yeah? So we chased him up this tree here. Asked the man if this is true. Yes, the fellow blurts out, trembling with fear and cold. But I'm not a perv. I'm a sales representative from the Little Geese Confectionery Manufactorium. We visit farms and treat children to our little candy so that they later beg the parents to order more. This is business. Ordering customers in the crime, you pin-sized Nazis. Ask if he has proof. Of course I have proof, it's right. Oh. Hugging the icy tree trunk with one hand, the man runs his hands through his pockets, after which he gloomily sums up. During escape I seem to have dropped my business cards and my backpack with all the sweets, but trust me please, I'm not lying. Help the kids get the pervert down from the tree. Coordinated when the two biggest teenagers slam into the pine tree at full force. Moments later, screaming and breaking dozens of branches on the way down, the man thumbs into the snow. The youths immediately surround the sick, showering his motionless body with kicks and blows. Hey, that's enough. I think he's dead. Teenagers step aside and you see the man's head is completely turned back to front. That's why I get you fucking pitchfork. The gang leader yells as he spits on the corpse. We're going home. Feel free to loot this asshole. And thanks for the help. Take the deceased mother's belongings. Digging through the new corpse pocket, you find a sweet roll covered in pine needles and a 100-ruble bill. Dead man really deviant those teens thought he was? You never know. Okay. Ah, shit. 31%. Come on. Oh. Succeeded. Amazing. Oop. We have to go here. No discount, huh? You little bum. The armed guard pays no attention to you. Instead, he roars at the hastily retreating little man. I'll see you again, I'll shoot you dead, and no one will do anything about it. What's all that rock is about? Don't trip out, robot. Just some crook trying to con me into buying a so-called captain's watch. That if this is a captain's watch where there are Chinese characters on the back. And he was like, that's cause the captain was from China. If he knew who I worked for, he would never dare pull something like that on me. Okay, if you say so. Guard noisily clears his throat and spits. What are you guarding? This shed. No, so the small building. You blind or something? You know what I mean, pal? What's in the shed? Okay. The heavily armed upper-tier guard resolutely thrust out his hand. Access denied. There's been a terrorist attack in the government quarters. 7 Heaven is closed until the incident has been thoroughly investigated. Especially, I'm on important business, but I have this pass to prove it. Guard starts the document with suspicious squint, sniffs it, and tests it between his teeth, but ultimately returns the paper with a shrug. You've been ordered to let people carrying such IDs through, so go on in. Even if you turn out to be some kind of terrorist, it won't be my fault. I mean, your papers are in order, so my job is done. Yep. Seventh Heaven. Okay. Well, if you want cash, I guess. Okay. More cash. With Minister Voronin. Oh boy. We have some big dude that we might need to fight. You're approaching a large government building when a British-looking fellow in armor steps into your path. He halts you with a gesture and speaks in a low, slightly echoing voice. Move along, outsiders are not welcome right now. Or you can reply, an elderly fellow in a formal jacket who is standing next to the soldier intervenes. Hello, Igor. Boris, right? I've been waiting for you. Only sorry our meeting is to take place under such unfortunate circumstances. Which one of us were you expecting, comrade? Sorry, I don't know your nameski. Well, your team actually, including you, comrade Trudograd. Glance around the place, slightly panicked. Is this some kind of ambush? Take it easy, you're safe here, considering that we intercepted your radio communication before you even reached Trudograd. I have plenty of opportunities to stop you. If I could consider your presence dangerous to the city, let's finally get to know each other better. I'm Major General Gleb Voronin, Trudograd's Minister of Defense. It's a pleasure. Yeah, exactly. The perfect name, huh? So why are you so keen to meet me? Power allows a man to pursue his personal goals, and my goal overlaps with yours in many ways. That's why I wanted to have this conversation. So what is your goal? I'll explain everything, but let's clarify one thing first. You want access to the depths of the inverter factory, am I right? Right. Do you know how this can be done? Yes and no. The minister gives you a hard look. My office is an elevator to the inverter's lower floors, and the workshops where the railgun was developed and is now safely stored. The elevator is new, already built after the war. The shaft was discovered by accident. It must have served some other purpose before the newer construction. Our problems are as follows. First, the only way to access the underground sections of the facility are with a special keycard. Second, a bomb was detonated in our reception room recently. The whole building, including that elevator, is on lockdown. How secure are the lower levels? Have you heard about compound NX74205? It's a virtually indestructible beryllium-based alloy. The walls up to the underground workshop are lined with it, making commonplace explosive useless, as well as any of the drills we have at our disposal. Is the elevator to the lower floor still intact? Our first thoughts are about the success of your primary mission. You cannot overestimate how much I respect this approach. Lucky for you and me, the elevator survived. Doubt the Northerners even knew about it, much less planned to take it out. Certain their goal was to dispose of me or other city's leaders before their army strikes. I bet this isn't the only attack they are planning. That explosion was only a signal, a call to action for the enemy forces within the walls and in the surrounding area. From now on, the northern invasion is my top priority. Trudograd needs to be prepared to repel the attack, and the terrorists must be destroyed. Or at the very least, their leaders. To accomplish this, I need to temporarily borrow your skills. Once the city is secured, we can work together on transferring the railgun to ATOM. I confess I was expecting something like this. What do I have to do? What a terrible shame, Boris. Do we really have to work for this bloodhound of the regime? Please, citizen, I'm no regime's hound, merely a professional. To tell you the truth, I find you revolutionary comrades a bit more appealing than the current rulers. Calm down, Blaze. Ronin, tell me what we have to do. Alright, look, our dam, which supplies power for the whole city, was recently targeted. We have a reason to believe another attack is coming soon. You need to get out there and talk to our local agent, Askold Chernov. He'll bring you up to date. I must warn you though, chances are things will get bloody, but for a professional like yourself, I assume that won't be an issue. Quietly update your journal with what Voronin said. Your next assignment is to enlist the support of your good comrade, Shrike. Some members of the committee have already contacted me, but I haven't had time to get acquainted with their press secretary and your employer. This is important. His role in the organization shouldn't be underestimated. He trusts you, so talk to him, explain the situation, and make sure that if the Northerners attack, the revolutionaries will side with the security service. At the end of the day, they need this city safe and whole just as much as I do. What exactly should I tell him? Just explain that I agree with his superior's proposal. Want to interfere if they come to power, but only if these revolutionaries prove themselves ardent defenders of the city and cooperate with my men to protect their citizens. Got it, what's next? One last request. We already have several suspects in the Seven Haven bombing. I dispatched agents to various rat nests where the terrorists might be hiding, but I haven't yet sent anyone after my prime suspects, a group led by a certain Maliota, who recently arrived from the north. They pretend to be traveling merchants, but I don't believe that for a moment. Maliota and his fellows recently settled in Grey Corner. Find them and force them to admit they are connected with the bombing. Kill them if you need to, but the information is what I most want. No executions. Tell me about this Maliota. He's a highly suspicious individual who entered Trudograd shortly before the recent very loud event in our reception area. I think he's connected to the bombing. I want you to check whatever my hunch is correct, find out what he and his friends are up to in Trudograd. We have enough delays already due to the unstable situation in the city. Hopefully it's not too late to turn things around. Okay, see what I can do. That's about all. Anything else you want to discuss? Tell me what you know about ATOM. Not much. I know it's a pre-war organization that works to restore order in the wasteland. I was lucky enough to run into a couple of your agents a few years ago. They helped us fight off a small mutant invasion. The people were decent and very professional. I have absolutely no complaints about them. As for Trudograd, well, the citizens either know nothing about ATOM or simply consider it a fable. I'm guessing that doesn't bother you, though. Well, sometimes a bit of recognition doesn't hurt. No. Not at all, our organization must operate in secrecy. That's right, in our business it's better to work from the shadows and safer. Okay. Holy crap. Oh, now we got like 50 million things to do already. That railgun, man. Okay, so let's see. So we need to go to the Grey Corner. We need to go to the Klushkin cellar and talk to talk to Shrike. I guess we do the Grey Corner first then. Or should we go to Dam Defense first, maybe? Yeah, let's go to Dam Defense first and have it done with. Don't think it's time-based. Guess they would have said if it was. Look at this fella. Well-groomed woman in a blue coat is pacing nervously under the canopy of evergreen tree. She perks up visibly when she sees you. Funny, do you know where everyone has gone? Let's introduce ourselves first. Oh, completely forgot. It's Arena. Nice to meet you, I guess. What are you doing here, Arena? Before all this happened, before the serious gentlemen all departed Seven Haven, I was in high demand. Even great people get lonely. I always knew how to brighten the day, bring a little color into their lives. So in short, you were a prostitute. Prostitute working dogs, lifting her chin. Like for yourself, or well, they can hold a conversation, or if they can be your escort without embarrassing you. So you know why I'm not one of this sorry lot. Not many people around here these days, huh? That's what I'm talking about. The decent folks have all disappeared somewhere. What am I gonna do now? Well, you just have to wait then. Starting is the worst, bites the lip. Maybe escape is the best option. Maybe. Do you have plans for that? I don't know. I really don't know. I need to think of something, but it's so hard to get my thoughts together. This is very difficult for me to ask, but could you lend me some money? Now that my wealthy friends are all gone, I am alone. I only need a pittance to make it to the nearest big city in the comfort to which I'm accustomed. 1,000 rubles should be more than enough. Sure, here's 1,000. Good luck. Thank you. Thanks a lot. As soon as I get to, let's say, Astrakhan, I'll pay you right back. Send you the money by mail. Yes. Now it's time for me to go. Ta-ta. Bye. Yes, that's a bender. One. Ah, who do I see here? A wealthy adventurer or a dog of war, mayhap? No matter the answer, you're in the right place. Oh, and who are you supposed to be? Man bows respectfully and puts his hands on the table. Vasily Sakharov, arms dealer extraordinaire. Selling weapons is what I do. When I'm not busy with another activity I sometimes enjoy. I don't do discounts, but if you know how to barter, I can provide good prices. What other activity? Can't say I have no right, you know, but if you guess, I won't deny it. A gambling light appears in the merchant's eyes. Give me a hint at least, and I guess. Give me a butter then. Armor camouflage. That's holy crap, that is expensive. Let's see. we go. You're on the press repeat, I have not commented this time. Okay, and who are you? Common Alexeyev in charge of inventory and cataloging in the government quarter. You're a manager, okay? What exactly inventory and catalog? You have no idea how much junk is left over from what is a shameful display of wealth was erected on the rooftop. Land construction contractors, they're all crooks, I tell you. Right, the industry was much more honest before the war. Yep, don't fix it if it ain't broke, but no, they had to try something new. In fact, this new thing is barely holding together in a constant risk of collapse. Well, they don't like to hear that. Lexi pensively wraps a cigarette on the top of the pack and never lightening it, tucks it behind his ear. You know what? I possibly like you, boy. At least someone in the city is still functioning brain between his ears. Yes, remember something. What was it you didn't want to comment on? Oh. Yeah, I don't know. That's a tax, so we don't care. Guards. Minister Baronin is in there. Oh, off we are again. Ba 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 da ba da bum ba da ba da ba ba da bum. So let's see. We go to the dam first, then we go to the cellar, and then we go to the great corner. That's a long walk, man. Pitchcraft. Pitchcraft. Read note. It's time for me to fulfill my promise, soldier. Visit me in the village of Rastor outside the city in the house of Mother Arashi. Arashi, isn't that the fellow you rescued from Captain Lang's ship? You enter the information in your log. Continue on your way. Okay. Let's do the dam first, though. Then we go to the village. It seems to be the important thing right now.